And welcome back to this old valley. Today is a brand new day and a brand new adventure. And we are here at the Troth, the infamous Troth in Plymouth, Pennsylvania. And today we are walking all the way up to the spring. It's a nice journey. I haven't done this since, I was about maybe 6 or 7 years old. Me and my father walked all the way up this trough to the spring. And so, in honor of kind of coming full circle here in life, I figured it was only appropriate to take this walk. I've actually been on this trough many times throughout my life, but only once have I walked all the way up to the spring, as far as I could recollect. And that was with my dad when we were young. So, we're going to start journeying up, and I'm going to start rattling along my usual commentary, as always. And walking up this trough, see, I just cleared the path because I think I'm the first person to walk up here. Now, every generation you're going to have your kids who like to come to the woods and drink beer, right? And mess around and stuff. Well, I am the first person to walk up here, so I have cleared the way for them. So I kind of feel like that's a cool thing, you know? I'm clearing the path for the next generation. Cause shit, kids are supposed to go out in the woods and drink beer and have fires, and as long as they're safe and responsible and all that stuff. But like I was saying, me and my father walked all the way up here when I was about, I want to say I was around 6 or 7, and an awesome part about that story, and also a little bit of a scary part about that story, is that we did actually see a bear on the way back down. And I remember it clear as day because my dad was so serious when he was like, "Do not move." And I looked to my left up on a hill, and there was a freaking bear looking right at us. A good sized bear too. It wasn't a cub. It was a nice sized bear, and he was looking right at us. And we stood still there for a little bit, and basically it was like a standstill, you know? It was like he was kind of doing his thing, and we were standing still, and eventually we were just like, you know what, we're just gonna make a move for it, and hopefully he doesn't follow. And we did, and he didn't follow, so that was pretty cool. You see, just a generation or two ago, people used to, ooh, what is this? People used to walk up these springs and get water, fresh water from the spring that comes out of the ground, basically. Now, I've taken so many paths in these woods. These woods were like me and my friend's stomping ground for just years. Excuse me. Allergies. Ooh. That is cool. I think I did see this before. I remember seeing this. But I just wanted to stop and get it on video. It's a neat little berry. It's like they blocked it off because you could see this. This used to be a trough too. You could see the dipped in the concrete kind of half pipe there. Some parts of this trough were even made into a little skate spot a few times, I remember. I think my buddy Jeremy and his friends kind of waxed up the edges on here. On some spots it's really smooth, so it was like a little half pipe for skateboards, and they freaking would skate it after school. It was like, how cool is that? Alright, so back down here. But yeah, like my father's generation and grandfather's generation, they would walk up here and get water from the spring, right from the ground. Oh, got a duck down there. And I mean, I know things like that are still people, but I fear it's less and less and less. I feel like those little things that we had they're not as prevalent. I'm not saying they don't exist anymore, but it's slim to none. I like that, like where one trench kind of meets another there, and kind of comes to a point right there. Stuff like this, I don't think we will see stuff like this in generations to come. For one, I don't think Plymouth could afford to build something like this today. All right, we got to walk through a little bit of water, but I'm not afraid of a little bit of water. Now, on some days, this thing is really gushing water, like it really is coming down. I picked a great day. You know, thank God that it's actually, this is prime for walking up it. Now, some days it could be a little drier, actually. But this is perfect for walking up. But some days it is like a small river coming down here. But yeah, also when I was even younger than 6 or 7, probably about maybe 4 or 5, me and my grandfather would we'd walk to, actually, like right about in here in this vicinity. See that? Divine Providence smiling down on my little story here. Thank you. My pop passed away when I was 6, but in the years prior, we'd walk up in these woods around Easter time, springtime, and we would grab flowers like these for Easter, all different kinds. He'd say, "Go pick some flowers, Dan," and I'd go pick flowers, and we'd bring them back to Nana, and we'd make like a small little Easter vase. And like around Christmas, sometimes we'd get a little pine tree. We had a big artificial one that I picked out when I was a kid, but we would still get we'd come up for pine. We would pick pine and make just like something for over the door, or a wreath or something like that. And it's funny, one very clear memory I have from that time is my pop told me something about an Easter tree, which was basically like a small birch tree. It was white, like representing the resurrection, which was, I don't know, that's some deep theology. He didn't say that, but that's what I've come to understand it as. And we would come up and pick a little small birch tree and go back and hang little Easter ornaments on it, like little eggs and little rabbits, and we called it an Easter tree. So I don't know if that was just something unique to us, or if anyone else has ever done that. If you've ever done an Easter tree, drop that in the comments below. I'd like to know that I wasn't the only one who heard of that or did that. But I thought it was really cool, and I've never really heard or did one since. Actually, no, I just a few years back, it's crazy, I did see in stores that they had like a pre-made little manufactured Easter trees, and I was like, huh, we were ahead of that curve. We were doing that back in like 92, 93. So I thought that was neat. Ooh, here's a broken part of the path. So actually this whole little area here, and this whole little trough here has a profound connection to my childhood and my family, actually, my roots. And so I thought it was fitting, you know. It's just like, I wasn't even planning on doing this walk or this video, and it just hit me. I was like, you know what? I gotta walk up the Troth because it just feels right. Look at that, nice little swimming area there. Maybe, ooh. I doubt a fish would be caught in there, but because it's kind of, but maybe sometimes, who knows? Nah, but that's cool. Water runs down, and then it's like nature formed a little dam there. It kind of got blockaded, but look at water finds a way. Path of least resistance. Very cool. Well, this is just the beginning of the path here. Some of the on some of this walk I will be up here on this part above the trough, and then I'll be getting back down on the trough and then back up here. Because of things like that, obviously I'm not gonna walk through a small pond there, but I'm gonna take a few pictures here now, and I will be back for part 2 of this adventure up the Troth in Plymouth, Pennsylvania. So stick around. Thanks for watching. Bye.